Boom! It has happened. Bitcoin ETF approval is here. Nothing will ever be the same again. X removes the hex flex, and Dojo Cat is coming to the metaverse. Chaos to clarity, noise to narrative. It is Thursday, January 11th, and it is time for some rare bits. Let's jump into some numbers super quick. We have the crypto greed and fear index today. It is 76 degrees. We're up 3 from yesterday, bringing us into the extreme greed zone, which we love. NFT sentiment is at 30 degrees. We're +1 from yesterday, but still in the cold zone. Top crypto search term for the normies is Solidus AI Tech. I've talked about that for the last couple days. It is up 148% on the 7-day. Top search term for NFTs is Crypto Zoo. It's funny, about 7 days ago, the top search term by the normies was Egg NFT, which is the exact same thing, but how the information reaches the normies from our ecosystem is really interesting to watch how it trickles down. So there's about a 7-day lag on that information from epicenter to the extremities, and it's interesting to watch that. As we get closer to mainstream adoption, I think that lag time will be reduced, and with the Bitcoin approval coming in, I think we are going to see a mass adoption wave that people are underestimating. I talk a lot about the ETF price not being priced into the Bitcoin price. I still believe that, but I think what people are underestimating is the amount of adoption that the SEC is saying this is okay will bring to the mainstream audience. I think across the board, for instance, nobody's talking about the ETF. Nobody except a very small group of people. And even on the financial channels, it's not the largest topic of conversation. So this is going to create a wave that we have not seen, in my opinion. Oftentimes people pull up the ETF on the gold and they say how it climbed dramatically. And I understand that correlation. I think we are going to see a 10x what gold did. Why? Because gold was never, well, it was illegal, but gold was never frowned upon. Whereas cryptocurrency has always had this negative connotation associated with it. And this SEC approval erases that. And it becomes a topic of conversation, and it opens up Bitcoin as an investment opportunity to a lot of different areas that would not normally have invested in Bitcoin. So this is a big wave coming, and it makes me super excited. Even with all this shit, Bitcoin dominance is down a bit because people are playing the market, probably taking profit, selling the news. ETH dominance is up. We're up almost a full point from yesterday, which is good to see. Though we have some contradictory stuff coming out of Vitalik, which I will get into momentarily. NFT trade volume on the ETH side is up 52% from yesterday. NFT trade volume on the Solana ecosystem is down 17%. Active wallets are down all across the board. Most of the movement we're seeing is by whales in the space. Now I want to switch to some numbers for the nerds and let you guys know what is going on in this moment in time. We have Bitcoin currently up 4.4%. On the 24-hour, it's trading at just over $47,000. Ethereum is up 10%, $2,638. And what's interesting is there was big chart movement yesterday on Ethereum Classic, and it is worth doing some investigating, just because one is proof of work, one is proof of stake, and I don't know if Ethereum Classic may have a life we are not anticipating if Ethereum ETFs come through. So I am going to do my due diligence and figure out why one is pumping over the other, and if any correlation comes with the ETF. Ethereum Classic is the exact same number token allocation as Bitcoin, whereas Ethereum, it will produce for all, it will continue producing. What else do we have? We have BNB. Everything went up and back down. Everything's up 6 to 10% across the board. It is really nice to see. When I pop in and look at the heat map on the 24-hour, it is a literal sea of green. And that deep dark green, not that light green like your lawn you didn't water your lawn, but like that fresh Christmas tree green. So it is nice to see, holy moly. And If we switch from the 1 day to the 1 hour, we do see some red. So people are playing the market. Wow, we have Solana up currently at $106. That is fantastic. Holy moly. When we look at the crypto bubbles for the crypto market cap, there are 2 red bubbles, DAI and AKT. Everything else is green. Bitcoin is up 5%. Wow, we are cruising. Now let's get into some NFTs. I'm going to look at the Ethereum heat map, and it has been dominated by negative movement by Macy. It's been dominated by positive movement on Azuki. Today it looks like our top left block belongs to the Bored Ape Club, and they are green. It is currently trading at 24.48999 Ethereum. Everything's in the green on the Ethereum side. It's really nice to see. When I look at top sales for the Ethereum blockchain, everything is CryptoPunks again. Top sale was 60 ETH. That is $143,938. When I look at the most traded collections on Ethereum, I'm going to go through the top 5. We have Moonbirds, Beans Official, Cryptographs by Golan Levin. We have Azuki Elementals, and the top 5 is rounded out by Mutant Ape Club. Okay, so Moonbirds are trading at 1.1 ETH. Wow, Beans Official all the way down to 0.38. They made it up as high as 0.9 not too long ago. Just terrible movement for Azuki. We see Azuki Elementals, though, they're up 94% on the 24-hour, and possibly people are moving out of the Beans into the Elementals. The Beans is always a strange play. There are so many of them. It's almost like a currency that people use maneuvering around the Azuki ecosystem. And Mutant Ape Yacht Club, as I said, is top 5. They're down 1.2% on the 24-hour, trading at 4.4 ETH. Again, seeing them below 5 ETH is just depressing. Top sales on the Solana side, I would say it was dominated by the Mad Lads, but we have a new contender in the mix, taking the top 3 spot. .NFT number 5896, sale price 200 Solana. This is the one of one from the collection. It is a stunning gold dot, and that price, the purchaser paid $19,970 a mere 14 hours ago. King Flood, that is his collection that he has been working on for quite some time. I am a fan of King Flood, so it is nice to see people supporting him in that way. When we look at the top 5 collections on Solana as far as trade volume, top spot belongs to OK Bears. It's gone up and down as far as what's happening there. There's some interesting commentary in the space on the OK Bears. People are enjoying it, and I think they're trying to breathe life back into that collection. 2 spot belongs to Bonks. We have Simpler Bounty Hunters, we have Simple Lads, and we have Patches rounding out the top 5. When I go look at, wow. Mad Lads are still crushing. They're coming in at 167. Solana Tensorians at 95. SPL tokens on the Solana side, they're cranking again. SMB Gen 2 and Claynosaurus are rounding out those top 5. Taking a quick look at the OpenSea NFT land on the 24-hour chart. Bored Ape Yacht Club, Mutant Ape Yacht Club, Age of Dino Dynasty, Azuki, and Pudgy Penguins. What the hell is Age of Dino Dynasty? I said the same thing when I saw this, so I went to take a look. So it looks like this collection minted yesterday at about 10 p.m. They minted, it looks like the first sale for this NFT was 1.173 ETH. They ran as high as they started, at 1.17. They got as high as 1.2. They come down a bit. They are now trading at just above 1 ETH. So what is this Age of Dino? They have an absolute fantastic website, which I'm looking at now. When I go to their Twitter page, it is a gaming NFT. People like them, apparently. There's 179,000 followers on the Twitter page. And kind of a quote from the team, Age of Dino said, 700 days of tireless dedication through sweat and tears, our unmatched dinosaur world with Prehistory is revealed in all its glory. Set sail in January, which is what they have just done. People are blowing them up on the timeline, so it is super nice to see that. Now, I want to switch back to just some news things that did catch my attention out of the NFT land. We see Bitcoin, it stands as an existential precipice for core devs. As a line is being drawn in the sand, people are talking about a possible fork on the Bitcoin network, and the idea is that they are hell-bent on removing ordinals from that ecosystem. The war is just beginning. We are by no means done. I was reading some stuff that Vitalik put out, and he is actually talking about adding higher gas fees on the Ethereum network to deal with congestion. I don't know how much gas people want to pay or can pay. And they call Solana the poor chain because it has no gas fees. If paying hundreds of dollars in gas fees is part of being wealthy, I will happily stay on the Solana blockchain. We have Meta and the Diamond Brothers. They are going to ride the virtual reality wave. So yesterday I talked about some of the new VR headsets that are going to be released this year. Samsung and Apple are two of them. Keep your eye on those. But it is nice to see, along with the hardware stuff, there's software stuff coming to back it up. So it looks like Meta and Diamond Brothers have teamed up. They are bringing Doja Cat to the metaverse for a concert. And I checked on Doja Cat. She's absolutely fire. And what's interesting, all her shit is sold out. And we have the renamed Kingdom of X. The supreme leader, Elon Musk, he has banished NFT profile pictures. You will no longer be able to flex your hex. Excuse me. What does that even mean? So I thought this was absolutely brilliant when I first got into the NFT ecosystem, is that if you used your NFT, if you used your crypto wallet and connected it to your Twitter account, it would put a hexagon around your profile picture. And that would let people know that that is associated with an NFT project. And the owner has registered his wallet to prove his ownership. What I really found interesting was that for normies, people just getting into the space, when you saw that hexagon profile picture, you could click it and it would open up a new window. And not only would it tell you about the project, but it would tell you, it would explain information that was on the blockchain. And I looked at this as a huge opportunity, which nobody jumped on. And as a kid, you guys don't get records anymore or consume music like that, but as a kid, you would get an album and you would take it home, and oftentimes you could open it up and you would listen to this album for the first time. And I am a musician, I was a drummer for a long time. You would put these albums on and you would sit and look at the interior cover and you would look at the giant pictures of the artist and you could see the drums and the amps, and literally you would lose yourself in these images as you were listening to this album of an artist that's brand new to you. We don't consume music like that anymore. But with these NFT pictures, what I found really interesting was that you could click on somebody's profile picture and there was an opportunity for Twitter or OpenSea to open an album cover of information, explaining what NFTs are, explaining what digital currency is, explaining who the artist is, explaining what its motivations are. I saw that as a really interesting way to further develop our ecosystem, and I guess I was the only one that found that interesting. All right, moving on. Fucking A. We have Jim Cramer. He warns of Bitcoin price topping out. He says this literally, closes his laptop, and then boom, the ETF is approved. So Jim Cramer is always calling the shots. Follow his fucking advice. He's a Wall Street mite. He has that Midas touch. SEC commissioner and crypto loyalist and crypto mommy Hester Price, she is fantastical. She is now criticizing the SEC, saying, what the fuck did you guys do for 10 years resisting this shit? Like, how much time did you waste? How much taxpayer dollars did you waste? And what the fuck have you actually been doing? So I love to see that. Then we have Scaramucci. He thinks that the Bitcoin market cap is going to reach $12 trillion. You have to love that. And then there was an awesome trader who just literally destroyed his bonk trade. He was one of the most successful traders that I've seen playing bonk. His chart is in my Substack. As the chart goes up, he literally bought everywhere. It starts to go up. He's buying, he's buying. It gets to a point and he sells the top perfectly, comes back down, buys a dip, sells the top. He's made $7 million. So it is an interesting story. And what's even more interesting is he has decided to take basically all of his winnings and he is going into wrapped Bitcoin with millions of dollars. He's making a long bet on that. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Be kind whenever possible. It is always possible. That is the show. Remember, the rabbit hole runs deep. Still craving crypto clarity. Subscribe to my Substack for more knucklehead takes. Warning, rare bits may cause hodling. Boom!